but there you go. So even with the stumbling that Reciprocity has shown throughout the season, people still expect them to be able to take this, even though they haven't gotten a win and Evil Genius is ahead in the leaderboard. So where are we going to play? We'll find out right now. It'll be Border, so that's going to be an interesting map. We see Border is such a weird map right now. Again, it's the type of map that some people think is starting to go on the out. Some people are starting to reimagine, reinvent things.
I think it's just too small.
It's tiny. That is the problem.
It's very small, and then it's got all that. Even though it's not actually that small, it feels small because you have that huge lobby area, which is like effectively useless for over half of the round.
And it's not the only factor, too. It's also because it's been fully fleshed out. People, well, in my opinion, I think people really know that map. But do you know this team, both of them, who's going to win?
No. Now, this just seems criminal, okay? Why is Rec blue and Evil Genius orange? It should be Evil Genius is blue, Rec.
I think the intention is to be
inexcusable.
I think the intention is for it to be about the attacking defender side, but for some reason,
our mind according to production.
For some reason today and through all the other days, I'm pretty sure that the orange and blue on this particular thing has always been backwards.
Yeah, I was gonna. Okay,
like,
well, 61,
all of them.
61% of you think Team Reciprocity is going to get it, 33% think Evil Geniuses, and then there's 6% of you that think it's going to be a draw. We have everybody in the lobby, so we should be able to start off pretty soon on Border and get our very final matchup underway after what has been a very long play day. We have needed every round through the first two matches. We needed 9 of 12 on our third map, and now, between these two teams, with how they've been playing, I would not be surprised at all if we need all 12 rounds between these two. One is a more recent behemoth, and the other is a former and somewhat fallen behemoth. Evil Geniuses versus Team Reciprocity. Oh, there we go. Okay, that makes me feel a lot better. Reciprocity is going to be orange for this matchup, and Evil Geniuses will be blue.
Yeah, like I said, for some reason, the Habana thing.
The Habana thing is really something.
Yeah, for some reason, and I'm not sure why, the community vote portion has always been, like, for today at least, the colors have every time been reversed. I'm not sure.
To blow our minds, as production literally said.
Did they? I didn't hear that. Capitao and Ash. Wow. Okay. All right. That's a
Nyx ban right there.
Yeah.
Nyx has
targeted ban.
Nyx has shown his prowess on this operator, and now he's going to have to go on to something else. All right, and you can just remove Ash from the equation, and EG will be fine. Their usual Ash players of either Mo or NVK can just flex onto something else. Mira and Echo are pretty standard bans. Obviously, Mira, very influential on a map like Border, whereas you might not see her so much on a map like Consulate or Coastline. You can let her through. On Border, you gotta take her out of action. This is going to free up Goyo, Valkyrie, and Maestro, along with Pulse, if you want to see him get played. So there you go.
So I really like that Ash ban, and it just makes so much sense. You're right, it's Nyx. You don't want to deal with them, and yeah, better safe than sorry there for EG. Taking Nyx off that role is going to give them a little bit more freedom on the defensive side. But of course, Reciprocity start on defense first. They're going to go to Armory.
Very normal.
Very normal, yeah. Armory is the primary bomb site on this map, ventilation the secondary, and then customs and tellers are interchangeable as the tertiary, so you can really just do whatever you're comfortable with there. That is the general rule of thumb on Border, but it is different team by team. And in this case, Reciprocity, they're leaning into Armory, pretty standard. You can see they're also going to be reinforcing 90 in its entirety, and putting a shield there, that is going to make a really good position, I'd say, for one player to hold on to the long hallway. They're also, wow, really going that far as to, oh, maybe they're going to have a roamer downstairs. They're going to be able to shoot Habanas and Habanas Excaros and Exothermics that might be placed on the 90 position, which is going to allow their 90 player to persist longer because the player underneath in customs can just assist from below. That's a neat little setup there from Reciprocity. I like that strat. We've seen this before from teams, but you know, obviously the intricacies are not always something we can take note of when we're spectating a really fast round. In this case, we get the top-down view so we can see it all and talk about how interesting it is.
Thanks, Marcio.
Thank you, Marcio.
Activating drone.
Now, Evil Geniuses, looks like they are just setting up for maybe an Armory take. Just take CCTV, then you can push into Armory after you open up the wall. There's no thermite being brought though, so that does not suggest necessarily Armory. Habana can open up the Armory wall, but obviously to a lesser extent. Nyx will eat some damage early on. Necrox will get a nade kill into Retro. No ADS to catch that one, it seems. Maybe an EMP had gotten it earlier, but I doubt it. I didn't hear any EMPs detonating. So it seems like just a well-placed nade somewhere where it could have been no ADSs. Of course, one has detonated, so I was wrong, but still, I don't think it was over by where the nade was actually thrown.
It's rough to lose your smoke that early, too.
Well, it's lucky there's a buck because the armory wall's not reinforced.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So the buck will be able to open this wall up in its entirety once he rotates over, but it's going to take a little bit of time, of course. Seems like he's doing something else right now. CCTV control for EG. This is looking a whole lot like a bait right now for Reciprocity with the setup that they've got currently.
Oh, I was going to say, did the EMP fall through? Not the case.
And there's the Electroclaw from the Cade, or the Kaid rather. It's Foxe. Good job to Reciprocity again, playing their position well. They set up for this, they're ready for it, and they're doing what they need to win.
There goes another Electroclaw, it sounds like, and pop goes the Weasel.
He's juggling his Electroclaws, I believe, to avoid the EMPs. I'm not 100% sure.
And
yeah, he is
not springing up. Keep in mind the increased radius now allows you to throw it into the ground and it will hit the walls too. So he doesn't need to get as close to that wall as you would expect. Certainly not as close as a bandit would need to get. 50 seconds in, you've opened up this armory wall. The Valkyrie's going to swing out. Nyx not able to do any damage. Necrox on upside down rappel actually sustains quite a lot of damage that you don't usually see. So before he goes to the grave, out goes a frag grenade. It drops, it'll find Nyx. That's his second frag grenade kill.
On the same position.
On this rappel on Sandwich, Necrox cannot be shaken. They know that they can't walk on in right now because Reciprocity is collapsed behind the wall. And just watching that A-bomb chassis, this is going to be either a retake or a fight from behind. NVK gets in. They're looking for Valkyrie cameras, any intel that could possibly be there. Gotcha goes for the plant. And now Rec is going to walk on up. They're over by metal detectors. There goes a C4 and NVK, but it doesn't get the planter. Wrong choice, wrong time. Diffuser goes down, and EG just need to hold on. Keep good grip of the site. Mo will watch, but he gets gunned down from below as well. Laxing comes out of nowhere. Outbreaks Laxing. No, he wins the fight on the Gotcha. Oh my goodness, Laxing gets that kill. And Necrox also gunned down. A quad kill from Laxing with Young inside of monitors. He sits and waits on top of that diffuser. Could Laxing collect them all? He's on 30 HP. He just needs to peek on in, but it'll be all she wrote. His position given away. Young looking for two, but he gets deleted by Foxe. And there should be enough time there for Reciprocity to get the diffuser. They'll take the first round. Hell of a comeback. They didn't even technically lose Laxing, as he was never collected.
Laxing's the name, retaking's the game. And what a beautiful quad kill from him. Reciprocity, thanks to the efforts of their Mozzie, manages to take a round that was otherwise called for by Evil Geniuses. Truly an impressive feat there, and a lot of engagements Laxing just shouldn't have won going his way. So, after that, the 1-0, Reciprocity find themselves in a much more comfortable position than I think they should have. Evil Geniuses had two crucial picks at the beginning of the round. They both came from the hands of Necrox. Well-placed nades going into lockers from the Sandwich Rappel. I'm really surprised. I just want to get this out of the way. I'm really surprised that there wasn't an ADS there, and I don't think it was an EMP that cleared out that ADS. So, I just want to say that, yeah, that's different and weird. Speaking of ADSs, there's no Jaeger being brought here from Reciprocity this round, which is an interesting change.
I mean, if it's not going to catch the nades, why bring it?
Reposition them. Anyway, so yeah, you can see the both of these teams actually don't like playing this map. Look at that. 14 bans for Evil Geniuses, 7 for Reciprocity, and they barely play it, both of them. Better record for EG, but I don't know.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah. Those two nades from Necrox at the beginning of the round, I'd say that's one of the most important parts of the round because that crucially got two different operators who had denial. That was the Smoke and the Valkyrie. That's gas canisters gone, one of your C4's gone. That allows for EG to go in through Armory Wall and start a plant. Luckily, there was one more C4, it was Laxing, and beside that, he actually managed to get 3 kills, and that's 4 total. So, yeah, really just Laxing recovering the round. EG, though, they set themselves up well. They just couldn't, the guns didn't come alive in the end.
Yeah.
Actually, there were no kills for EG using a weapon, unless, well, I guess a throwable counts as well. A grenade counts as well. No bullet kills. I don't know how else I'm gonna put that.
I guess you
firearms weapon.
Yeah, I was gonna say they didn't win any gunfights.
Yeah, that's the way. Yeah, that is the way to put it, huh?
He technically won the gunfight against Laxing, or Young dude. He didn't secure the kill, mind you, but he was still able to get the down, which I think is good enough.
Yeah.
Oh my, Young going for the EMP inside of CCTV, and Nyx just obliterates him. He might have actually gotten it, but still the hatch inside of monitors is going to stay.
Yeah, which is going to enable play inside of customs. So the fact that Nyx has managed to kill the Thatcher is key there, because that means that there will be no more anti-electronics coming out from that operator.
Frag grenade goes in, it just narrowly misses its target. There goes a nitro cell, it will also miss. Vertical botching that throw. Foxay's turn to possibly watch. He'll turn his sights towards metal detector, where you can see a castle barricade has been removed. EG's got some control of Armory, though they're not going to push on in.
That C4 actually could have been crucial in the outcome of the round, as it was well tossed, but then it wasn't, though, because he threw a little too high. So it could have been, but yeah, like you said, botched it. Nice try there from Vertical. Just a little bit lower on your own axis there, Vert. Gotcha, outside front door, trying to apply pressure to the site and to stock. He's got the diffuser in hand, so he's ready to go for the plant. EG have gotten control of customs. It's a good position for EG to find themselves in, even though they're at the man disadvantage. Roamers haven't been fully cleared out, and that's really bad. You do have a player, I believe, either by Office or East Stairs on the defense right now. I think that's Office, and even someone near Archives. So, yeah, a double roam, and yeah, it is Office and Archives for Reciprocity. Make that just Office, as MVK domes Vertical in the Archives.
Bring the GA with the vertical grip, by the way, not the angled grip. So
really,
yeah, the slower ADS speed. There you go.
Yeah, that is interesting.
It's such a weird looking gun. Oh, he gets chewed to pieces. Not finished off, though, as Laxing can easily take him down. And there you go, 3 kills for Team Reciprocity in quick order. Leaves Mo as the last remaining hope for Evil Geniuses. He'll find the Kaid. He sprays on over. Zofia down, can pick herself back up. Do they know if they've downed her? I don't think Retro has. And no, Zofia's back from the grave. But still, Laxing watches from above. Doesn't matter if you withstand or not. It's a last stand. Laxing, 2 kills. Foxay, 2 kills. Those are the final 4 kills. And Team Reciprocity, 2-0.
Quick, Parker. Tellers or customs?
Customs.
Okay.
What say you, dear friend?
Customs. I was a little slow, but yeah.
Boom shakalaka. We both got customs right.
Woo, we did it.
Michael, we are such pals.
Yes.
We are such pals. Let's go for breakfast after this.
It's what time is it? 5:50. Yeah, no, for sure.
Let's go for breakfast after this.
Absolutely, let's do it. I can pick up something for
chat. You want? We're going for breakfast. Chat. You want anything?
You coming?
You want something, chat? What do you want? What do you want for breakfast?
Just hop in the back.
Yeah, hop in the back.
We'll bring you along.
Yeah, we'll go together.
It's an extra seat.
So what fell apart there? Number 1, Evil Genius's entry onto Armory. They wasted a minute to get in. They wasted some utility.
Lots of time. And
They weren't able to get that pick. It is hard to understate, or hard to overstate, rather, how important that pick was onto Young.
Yeah,
you get one EMP off as he enters through CCTV and he gets obliterated. That's it. You have no more breach denial, I suppose.
Did you see the parkour that Laxing just did inside of A?
No.
The Evil Eye that got placed?
Parker.
Oh, sorry. Did you see the Parker that he just did? He put it on. He put it on the lockers inside of in the bomb site.
Really? Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that.
He got all the way up there. I'm sorry to cut off your point. What were you saying?
I was just saying that once the Thatcher went down, your job as Evil Genius has become so much more difficult. Number 1, you can't get any vertical control through those hatches because the Kaid is going to be way too effective. And then second of all, any soft destruction that you have is now going to need to be done for vertical play. The way that Rex set up the sites was actually very smart. And they did the same thing on Armory, which is that they are basically blowing up all of the soft walls and playing far back so that they always hold control. And EG, be it because they don't drone, be it because they don't have the utility, whatnot, EG has great trepidation at being able to take that map control. We saw it in the very first round when Necrox out on Sandwich. He was out on Sandwich Rappel, and how lethargic the push was from EG onto that Armory wall. The same thing happened the second time around as well.
Nick's going for a run out there. Not going to net any kills. So far, just a little bit of aggressive play that came into that turned into nothing for both teams.
I believe we call that a nothing burger in the business. That's a real nothing burger.
A nothing burger? That actually sounds really good right now. I'm super hungry.
We get it, you're hungry.
I only said it once. I did use the prefix super, though, so I guess that's on me. Who's not in this match? 2-0 right now. for Reciprocity, and we haven't seen a whole lot from Evil Geniuses, I'll be honest. We've seen a little bit of clear on the roamers, yeah, but then every time that happens, it's almost like EG loses so much in the process that it's hard for them to really push it into a round win. Either that or they just kind of meander about after controlling top floor or bottom floor or whatever it is that they need in order to attack the site, and don't actually go for the push onto the site and get the kills. The swing here from Laxing somehow nets 1 kill before he's eliminated by Modiga, but it's a lot of fights going on all over the place, and an even man count at the end of those fights. Plenty of clear coming to CCTV and archives at the same time there from the attack.
Vertical, I think, just tried to attempt the drop glitch, which is where it makes it sound like you dropped, but you didn't actually drop the hatch.
It's hard to do.
I don't know if he's going to get spotted or if he's going to be able to get back in time. You've got Retro and Fox A manning down the site. And Vertical has indeed dropped, so whether it was intentional or not, he's still ever closer to the site.
C4 used there from the Pulse of Fox A, and it did not get a kill. There is one more C4, though, in the hands of Vertical, so could be some more Vertical play later on from the man himself. Retro running away from the exothermic there, and he'll go into the small office.
He hears the thermite go off before it's actually placed, or he hears it placed before it actually goes off, and he manages to get out of there. His position inside of the little office now, almost given away as Mo will get a stun off, and he looks to drop. They know they've got somebody pinned in there, and it's a smoke. Mo will take no little amount of damage when he does go to drop. Retro Stoles another toxic canister left, 20 seconds. There you go, it'll be pretty effective. But through the smoke, can Mo see him? Not for the time being. Retro's primed and ready for the drop. Diffuser going down from Gotcha. In they spring, no coverage at all. EG letting Gotcha down, though they pick up 2 kills. It's Vertical in a 1v2. The man doesn't really miss his shots. I've never seen him lose these, Michael, have you?
No.
Pick up the Diffuser, Mo goes for the plant. Coverage will have to come from Young. Where's he looking? In the right direction. C4 gets tossed out! He gets Mo! No! It goes all the way over! And that'll be Diffuser down. A beautiful play as it threads the needle, and Reciprocity will go perfect through these 3 rounds. Oh my goodness.
What a beautiful C4 from Vertical. You just don't see those every day. A perfect understanding of several different factors going on there, whether it be the momentum that the C4 is going to take from the movement and the speed of you as the player, or the exact angle that was required for the toss to be successful. Just look at this beautiful toss. It is so hard to get that. There's got to be like a few pixels of clearance over that small office wall where the C4 hitbox can even get through. And he did it in a flick too, Parker.
Yep.
He did it in a flick. Vertical, this is why he is where he is. Beautiful C4, and what a clutch from him. Wow.
Good Lord. Absolutely good Lord. I was just giving him praise for how good of an aimer he is, and he doesn't even need to aim his gun. He just aims the nitro cell. And in a pixel, and it gets stuck on the roof. There is that small gap, as you noted, in the small office. A lot of people don't actually know that there's a gap there.
It's tiny.
And it works.
There's got to be like just a few pixels of clearance for the C4. I can't imagine there's any more. I really honestly didn't think the C4 could go through there. I thought when he threw it, I was like, wow, what a shame. No way that goes through. I know there's a hole there, but I just didn't think it could go through. And it does. Beautiful play. Anyway, that is a great job from Vertical. And can we talk for a second also about how almost all of these rounds from Reciprocity have been clutches? Not all of them, mind you. One of them has not. The ventilation hold was a solid defense, but we had the Laxing clutch in the first round, then the Vertical clutch in the 3rd round. I mean, is that going to be the reoccurring trend here for Reciprocity? Is that the way they're just going to keep that going, clutch after clutch?
I mean, it's not sustainable at all, but
it seems to be working for them so far. I mean, they've at least gotten 50% of this first half in Reciprocity's favor, so.
Oh,
did he not spot that drone?
He must not have.
Retro, yeah, no, he didn't spot it. Yeah, it's a bad angle to see it.
One thing that is going to fly under the radar about that previous round was how poor EG's coverage was of Gotcha. Where were Mo and was it Young that were last alive? Well, there's Young. He's dead to Nyx again.
Uh-oh.
It was the Kaid last time. Oh my.
Almost hit
Vertical
that.
Almost hits the shot on the upside down rappel. Doesn't do any damage, just hits the roof.
That's scary. If he had hit that, then the round would have been over. And I would have, honestly, if the round had ended like that, I might even say that the match would have ended right there. Because you get a devastating start to a round like that after you already lost 3 in a row, and it gets hard to clutch. And there's that devastating start. It came a little bit late, but it's there.
This is
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
disappointing so far from Evil Geniuses. Nyx will engage with the Buck. Doesn't seem to do all that much to Necrox. Down goes NVK with the Maestro engaged. Over towards East Stairs, Mo will break on in, and this is almost a flawless round. This round is over. So Mo will creep on up. Anything he gets will be low impact.
See, the problem there from Necrox is that he's slow peek checked. And he double peeked his slow peek, which means he's broadcasting his intention and he's gathering information in a really exposed way. It's a nice shot from Odiga. Let's see if he can get 4 more, and he has to save one of those stuns. He just used a stun. He has to save one for the Clash, otherwise he won't be able to kill the Clash in all likelihood. So I mean, there's a chance here, but a very slim one. He'll drop to the bottom of metal, trying to catch Clash off guard, is unsuccessful, and now he has to walk through the Tase and the barbed wire. 30 seconds left. Maybe lifelines from below. Tries to do damage that way. Could kill the Clash with that if he does it perfectly. But the Clash is not giving him that chance. This round's over.
This round was over. This round was over a minute ago.
Yeah, it was over a while ago. Anything that Modiga does here is irrelevant. He's just going to be padding the stats at this point. So, nice try. And there you go, it's over. So Reciprocity, what a round. Winning all of their engagements across the board, all over the map. And that's the end of the story. Evil Geniuses are entering a lot by themselves. So one thing we could highlight, the timing for EG is poor. So when they set up for a pinch on CCTV, for example, they'll set up for a pinch by putting one player on the break room door, one player on the CCTV door by the balcony near Armory, and then they'll try to pinch in together, right? Or maybe even one on the window. Maybe 3 players total to try and pinch in together. But what's happening is Evil Geniuses, while they're setting that up, they're leaving themselves exposed to the aggression that Reciprocity is putting out. So Reciprocity will see, oh, they're rotating into a position where they can pinch onto CCTV, so Reciprocity will get aggro and get 1 kill, and no response comes from EG because they're so spread out. And the timing is poor, again. Yeah, EG's going to need to change their whole formula right now if they want to start to have successful rounds on attack. And that's possible. A lot of teams, when they're in a situation like this, they will just go with something really, really easy. Like, oh, let's do a rush strat. Let's try and bunch up, you know? Let's keep it simple. Go old school. Do the really basic take-in through here or there, depending on the site, right? So EG needs to work something in that's going to upset the status quo here, because the status quo is Reciprocity winning continuously.
You're playing Rex game at the moment.
Yeah.
And I mean, the key part of Rex strategy, those early picks, and I don't know, obviously, if it's something that they studied. We don't know how much counter-stratting they did to know if EG is, does certain entry patterns, etc., as other teams have done. But getting Young as the opening pick twice, taking the Thatcher out when there's been mutes and Mozzies on the board, taking the Thatcher out when there's been Breach Denial on the board, especially that Kaid that's been playing by the hatches, and you know that Rec is going to continuously try to juggle those Electro Claws over and over. We saw it from Nyx, and we saw it from Fox, eh? Not to mention the fact that you're just getting under the skin of Young, and that must be a real frustrating point for him. Not only do you see Mo go down when the diffuser's almost planted by that beautiful C4 from Vert, but then Young ends up being the one person who misses out despite picking up the last 2 kills that almost wins the round for Evil Geniuses, only to lose to that Nitro Cell. Then he's the first pick 2 rounds before that, and then after. That's a really rough spot for him to be in, and it's obviously demotivating,
yes,
if you want to put it that way. And for somebody like Young, who has a lot of carry potential on a roster, even on thankless roles, it's a challenge for him to be able to get back in this matchup. He's still alive for now. Gotcha gets the wall open with that exothermic charge. There it goes. Nitro Cell misses.
That's, I believe, Fox's. And yeah, with that gone, a little bit less pressure on the Armory wall.
He peels off immediately and drops down on what is a ventilation workshop defense, as it's been 2 successful defenses for Reciprocity on Armory, a successful defense on Workshop, and then a successful defense on Customs 2. Final exothermic charge will go off, and all of Gotcha's utility is expended so he can frag to his heart's content. They're going to need to save some utility, though, for the castle barricades that are up, and once again, that Mute Mozzie combo. It's going to eat away at your ability to gather intel.
The thing is this map is so shallow, you need to bring something along the lines of Mute or Mozzie in order to actually give yourself a chance of slowing down that drone game. And against teams like EG, if you could slow it down significantly, then you could give yourself, a really good advantage. There is an IQ in play. I just want to highlight that. NBK is bringing IQ right now. That Valkyrie camp outside is continuously calling out all the information you could ever need on the outside of the bomb site by ventilation. this is really bad for EG. The fact that this is still existing, and there goes your IQ to Nyx, who was playing inside a CCTV, kills a player in Armory.
Very first pick goes on to one of the players from EG that can also swing the round. We've seen NVK pull off heroics.
Get the outside Valkyrie cams, maybe.
Gotcha walks in, doesn't even check at all. 2 for Vertical, 1 for Laxing. Mo picks up 2 as he catches both Retro and Vertical in a rotate. But he's got 30 seconds and he's only got 1 piece of utility. He'll walk right into the TCSG.
Yeah, the real question was, can he get 3 before he dies? But no.
5-0.
Yep, that is the story.
Correct. 5-0 for Reciprocity.
This is pretty devastating here for EG. There's not a whole lot to talk about. Evil Geniuses, their strategy was really interesting. So they try to take Armory without clearing CCTV. So they get flanked from CCTV when they clear into Armory. Then they try to push in through the front door without having top metal control. So they get held by Vertical playing at the bottom of metal. And they don't have top metal because they don't have Armory control because they got flanked from CCTV. So if they clear out CCTV, then Armory, then get top metal, then push in front door, now we're talking. But they didn't do half of those things, so they get punished all along the way while they're trying to do their half-done attack. Maybe I'm missing something here, but it seems more like Evil Geniuses are skipping steps. We're going to customs now. The question is really, are we going to have a perfect half? We don't see those very often. I think the last time I saw one has got to be half a year ago or something crazy like that, because it's so rare to have a perfect 6-0 in the first half. I don't know. That's just from my personal casting, of course. Outside of that, I only get half of Pro League. So. Anyway, we'll find out when we find out. Right now, it's looking a whole lot like a perfect 6-0. We haven't really seen much from Evil Geniuses. I will say, to EG's defense, Customs was a really close round, and you were right when you called it. They did a terrible job, and Evil Geniuses, I mean, did a terrible job of covering Gotcha's plant. But maybe they won't make the mistake twice. I'm not sure. They could win this one. They could get the 5-1. That's definitely recoverable for maybe a draw.
When you're prone by the windows, you know that Rec is going to try to swing on you, and
there it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Laxing could go for a run out here as well. He had 1 on Repel. He knows he's still there. Is the window punch? That's the real question. Laxing's going to miss out on that opportunity. Nitro Cell from Nyx will not connect with anything, but the opening pick onto EG is not ideal, especially on Mo, who has been the one player who has really showed up. Another run out for Foxay, not going punished at all. This is his second in this round.
He lost 50 HP. He can get healed.
He takes out NVK, and Vertical is there, can possibly go for the heal, but they're miles apart. Gotcha's at the door, just over towards break room. Foxay's wary of 2 different angles. Shooting through the wall is Gotcha. He's not going to connect with Foxay. He's got that solid wall next to him.
There's a lot of bars in there too, so it's hard to even thread that needle, to be honest.
Foxay can win that fight against Gotcha. Gotcha has not been hitting his shots today, and Foxay has. So if the Jaeger wants to get particularly aggressive, well, then he can do some major damage. He gets droned out, though, and he knows that there might be a push from over towards the window by Armory. He's going to rely on some calls from Laxing, just as if one of the 3 remaining members of EG are picked up on by that heartbeat sensor. Necrox is upside down. He could possibly provoke a fight with Foxay.
Reciprocity are playing like they've already won this match, and by that, I mean it in the best way possible. And I mean confident.
Oh my god.
What an angle from Nyx.
Nyx is underneath the window that Foxay was susceptible to. Gotcha finally gets Foxay, and it's in 1v4. He's going to try to set the exothermic charge off close enough to take out the hatch.
Let's see if he can do it. Should be close. There you go.
He'll get it. But this is a 1v4.
And it doesn't matter.
OV4, flawless half.
So rarely do you see those. They do happen, but it just is uncommon.
The mood, I imagine, in the EG server right now is that of a funeral.
Yeah, probably.
Reciprocity with a chance to get our very first 7-0 of this half of Pro League.
Evil Geniuses, they're all professionals. These players have been playing for a long time, so I imagine they're not going to be like hating on each other, but I don't think there's... To that end, I don't think many words are being spoken at all. If I were to take a guess at their comms, I don't know because I'm not on their team. And really,
they're probably not. They're probably not happy.
No, I would venture against that. They're not very happy right now. Like I was saying during the middle of that round, Reciprocity are playing like the match is already won, and in the best possible way. I don't mean they're, starting to slow down before they get to the finish line. I mean they're playing confident, they're playing fierce, and they're well aware that Evil Geniuses has nothing in the tank right now. And that is the simple truth. E.g., if you push them, will fall over, according to what we're seeing right here. And it's really, it's sad. Sad to watch. I wonder if when that's going to change. Because the crazy thing about this, by the way, guys, I really want to highlight this. Evil Geniuses has got some of the best talent out there. Look at these names. Young Necrox, Modiga, MVK, Gotcha. I mean, the Evil Geniuses roster is well-rounded, I would say. They've got their fraggers, they've got their support. What's going wrong? What's causing these problems? What is it? Please. Please fix it, because, you expect this not to happen.
Real rough.
And Reciprocity's been having a rough season too, but not this match.
This matchup is making Team Reciprocity look like G2 at the Invitational last year.
Kinda. I get that joke because Evil Geniuses. Yeah.
Well, no, actually, I was just saying how that actually wasn't an EG joke. Last year, last year was against Empire, Michael.
I'm aware of the.
I meant just that G2 looked really dominant.
Yes. Okay.
It's making Rec look like a team that is not currently sitting at the bottom of the standings with 1 point, though. I mean, Rec finished second at USN. They made 2 roster moves, very similar to DZ, as Hot and Cold stated in his interview earlier. It could just be a matter of an adjustment.
This will put Rec up at 4, right? So, if they win this.
That is absolutely correct. They will vault over Tempo, Storm, Evil Geniuses, and E United. And LG, who drew 1 point, will be just ahead of them. So there you have it. It'll put Reciprocity in 5th. And will, well, I mean, EG's not going to fall to last. They'll be in 2nd last. There are no relegations this season because NA will be increasing to 10 teams next season, as was announced earlier, which is very good for all of the teams that are at the bottom of the standing. Same with EU.
Yeah, they don't have to think about getting relegated at all.
That is an angle and a half. NVK called out on top of the
boost spot.
Filing cabinet, or boost spot as you want to call it. Foxay down below. I don't know exactly what happened to Retro. He just walked in the way and Vertical guns him down. A drag shot from Nyx through the opening over on the east balcony. He doesn't find anything. He's going to have to, I guess, avenge the one hard breacher on his squad. 1 minute to go. The dock being gone means there's going to be no sustain. Nyx will see a smoke go in front of him, but Necrox falls to Vertical before he can set it off, so no damage done to Nyx at all. Lots of soft destruction that can be done, and caliber-based destruction as there's bullets flying through the walls. Nyx taking a lot of damage. Missed opportunity from Vertical, and you also see Foxay drop 2. Nyx is very low on HP. Laxing, who is very far off the pace, will have to come on in and do some significant damage, and it's a 1v3. Gotcha with 2 kills in the round. Laxing in a position where, with 30 seconds left, it's unlikely that he's going to be able to clutch, and a certainty, as Mo is there. EG will pick up 1 round. Can they do 5 more in a row? That's the real question. Nice shot from Mo.
So, no flawless match, at least. That's not half bad, I guess.
Somebody still has an opportunity to 7-0, and somebody still has the distinction of being embarrassed in an 0-7. Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. So
embarrassment will save another day.
Those trophies will be handed out when they have.
One team will eventually be embarrassed with an 0-7.
Yes. Ventilation Workshop EG has to move their site, of course, after winning Armory. The big thing here is that they can win Armory, they can win Ventilation. Are they going to win Customs, though? Is that going to happen? We saw it from Reciprocity, but it was close. I mean, the first time at least. The second time it was dominant. Reciprocity had built up steam at that point, and I think we're feeling a little unstoppable. I wonder... I wonder if the Ash ban is actually affecting Reciprocity in a significantly adverse way right now. Because we didn't see Nyx get a kill there, did we?
No, but I mean, I think Nyx wasn't really the problem on that round.
No, he certainly wasn't. I mean, I'm not suggesting that, but I'm just wondering if it's made them change any way part of their attack. Just curious. I'm wondering. Maybe that ban will keep Evil Geniuses in this, and maybe they'll get their own 6-0 in response, and we'll go to a draw. Anything could happen. It just doesn't seem like that, though, because the rounds that Reciprocity have been winning have looked absolutely one-sided after those clutches we had at the beginning of the match. And that round that EG just won was decently close. Reciprocity worked their way into a bottleneck. That was the triple wall. And they got held firm by Evil Geniuses. And that's really the end of the story. It's a very short attack. We'll see what Reciprocity does now as they attack onto ventilation. Customs hold extended here from Evil Geniuses, doing their best to slow things down. Some damage being dished out there to Foxe.
I think Mo just set up a pre-placed, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
It sure sounded like he ripped that Velcro. If we go to Mo and see if he still has the nitro cell in his hand. You know, Marcy can hear us.
The Valkyrie? Can we see the Valkyrie?
Ignored. Nope. Okay, great. There's no Valkyrie.
Doesn't exist.
There's no Valkyrie.
There is no Valkyrie. Ben's Valkyrie.
There is no spoon. Wait, what if there's a spoon? No Valkyrie.
I wonder if that's an old reference now.
Yes, that's very much an old reference. Black Eye Cam over the doorway into break room gets shot out, and Team Reciprocity on rotate. There we go. We can switch now. Marcy must have his headset off. That's okay. A smashing entry from Rec up above as Foxe breaks open the hatch, and he'll assume the position over top. As it is, you guessed it, a ventilation workshop defense down below. Is there any armory hold from Evil Geniuses? Silhouettes suggest no, not right now. So EG is playing far back, having a body likely inside of archives upstairs. Fighting with the smoke is Retro and Necrox, former teammates. But there's, a Mozzie pushing on up, and that call will surely have been made to Foxe.
Yeah, he's holding the angle, waiting for the fight, and there's that new skin working for NVK. Beautiful engagement there for NVK to win that. That'll put Reciprocity on the back foot here. And that is going to deny armory control, which is going to deny a lot of the pressure you can apply vertically as the attacking team. It looks like Team Reciprocity just want to pinch onto the B-bomb site. They haven't even cleared out stock. That's worrisome.
I think there goes what would have been probably a bulletproof camera, as we didn't see exactly what the intended target was. One member of EG down at the bottom of main stairs. Still that drone in the deep part of the site at the back of A. They're going to know if somebody pushes on up. So Reciprocity has information here. They have to be wary of a player inside of stock. Rec have no intel right now. They are clearly flying blind, and this will likely hurt them. Once again, the culprit, likely Mozzie, as NVK's 3 pests can do an awful lot to keep you from being able to know where to push next. Nyx runs on in, gets gunned down by Young. There's NVK with 2 big kills. He's trying to get back in. It's him versus Laxing, and a flawless round. 3 kills for NVK as Team Reciprocity just do not look ready for that round one bit. They barely even spawned in. 2 rounds in a row for Evil Geniuses. Rec still sitting with 1 point. They can get all 3 if they get 1 more round over the next 4.
What is the attack strategy from both of these teams right now? That is what's flying through my mind right this second. Because it seemed like Reciprocity's attack strategy was clear out CCTV, try to get control of Armory, maybe open from above an Armory, but then they didn't get to that step because they didn't place enough manpower on it, and they lost their sledge early on to NBK up in Armory. Following that, they all just waited outside main door. Now, to be fair to Reciprocity, they gathered a whole bunch of information, but when they went for the site rush, nothing came of it. Well, because it was a site rush.
Yeah, and they
no control.
They had nothing. They really, it is hard to stress how little information they seem to have.
Well, they had information, they just didn't have control, because they had there was like a drone in sight or something, right? But they couldn't use that information because they didn't have armory control, they didn't have stock control, they didn't have customs control. They were walking between like 3 different crossfires. It's rough. Anyway, we go to customs. So no Teller's defense for either of these teams yet. So this is the big question. This is the moment of truth here. Is Evil Geniuses about to reverse sweep us into a draw? Or was it just 2 rounds in a row and Customs will be the downfall of EG? This is the moment of truth. Because Customs is the hardest site to defend of the 3, generally speaking.
Attackers are moving
really hard-pressed to believe that we're about to see a reverse sweep after a sweep on the first half. Those almost never happen. I think we've casted like 1 of those.
2, maybe.
Maybe 2. I think one of them was Latin America.
It's been a lot of years, Parker. I'm thinking 2. And I know one of them was Latin America. I remember the match you're talking about. I don't remember the teams, but I remember casting it.
We saw one, was it Rec versus Rogue on Villa? We saw 6-6, if I remember correctly.
Oh, Rec is known for it then, I suppose.
On Villa.
Well, yeah, that might have been...
I'm pretty sure it was last season, and it's a bummer because, like I said, I've switched over to this new notebook, so I don't have things at the ready. But I know that there will be people who will call us for it, and it's very, let's just say, it's exceedingly rare.
Yeah, it is very rare. So NVK starting things off well with pick on the vertical. So are we about to see?
By attackers.
It might happen, guys. It's totally possible after a pick like that.
On to the Thatcher. I mean, you've opened up jail wall, so some of your job, most of your job is done. NVK is blind to a push that would come in through break room, as we saw somebody from Reciprocity up in that general vicinity. Modig is actually watching that door, so never mind, there is coverage from Evil Geniuses there. Reciprocity figuring out if they have east control, and if they can push on down. Rec have been exceptional at getting drones into...
hard to spot places.
I think you could say, yeah. I was trying to think of a clever way of putting it, but...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They've got drones where the enemy's not expecting and gathering good info. And speaking of good info, there's the capitalization from Nyx, as he knew that player was there, and he landed the shot right after the switch.
That was his drone as well that was situated in the interesting spot above, concealed for Evil Geniuses, and they'll be looking back on this VOD and seeing it.
Lots of information and work being done by Nyx as an individual, yeah.
I wonder how much of that would have come from Dark Zero, because one of the highest pieces of praise I saw for Dark Zero last season was that they have drones in the craziest spots that you would usually not expect. NVK and Laxing in a duel to the death. The top of East Stairs, but Laxing falls off, waiting to see if the dock will emerge. Gotcha guns down Nyx, so that'll be all she wrote for the Zofia with 45 seconds left. Still match point for Rec. That will never stop. Mo gets found by Laxing, trying to draw out NVK, who's at the top of East Stairs. Oh, and who's going to win the fight? Laxing gets a rare miss. NVK is able to take that one, and he grabs Laxing, and with it, Rec now find themselves trailing in numbers. Fox and Retro will have to work together really quickly. Gotcha might get spotted here from Fox. Retro guns down Necrox. This is a huge advantage. Gotcha still just a hair away from that frag grenade, which will blow open. Fox, if you look the wrong way, you lose the fight to Gotcha. Retro holding this angle. Off he looks. It's only Gotcha in a 1v2. Fox knows he has him, and that'll be it. Gotcha, the very final kill that Reciprocity needed in order to give themselves all 3 points. 7-2, just as fast as the match before it.
Oh no, Fox,
Well, he's saying you're a rat. He's playing a rat corner. That's what.
Oh, right, yeah.
Rat is not a bad thing. He means the rat corner, Michael. It's not an insult. When he says you're a rat in there, he means that you're playing like a rat. Very sneaky, very small. Not necessarily an insult.
Okay.
A demoralizing loss, though, I'd imagine, for Evil Geniuses, as they still will just sit at 3 points. Their round differential is not going to get any better. Reciprocity, that is a big win for them. They lost the first 2 defenses of EG, or 2 EG rather, on attack, and they managed to bail themselves out of customs. Even though Laxing had that embarrassing mix-up on NVK at the top of East Stairs, Retro was there to save them. Retro holding flank watch, he picks up 2 kills, and then Fox hunting Gotcha down as the Alibi tries to elude them all.
Yeah, it was an interesting round, that's for sure. Alibi did manage to elude them all for a pretty long period of time, but
Nyx as well.
It didn't really matter though in the end, because like you said, Retro was the man stepping up when it was really necessary, managing to get site control almost single-handedly and start going for that plan. But we've got an interview, so we could talk to Reciprocity about it.
Is it going to be Fox, Davide Bucci?
I bet.
Is it? It might be Nyx.
Could be.
We'll be surprised here. Hey, how are you doing, Fox,
It is absolutely me, Parker. I'm great. How are you?
It's Parky, please. That's the preferred.
Hey, I know you like it when I call you that.
Don't make it weird. But yes. First and foremost, congratulations on your first victory of the season. A big 3 points to vault yourself up the standings. What went wrong those first 3 weeks for you to only get a single draw out of those 3 matches?
To be brutally honest, I think we definitely underestimated and underplayed against TSM. Against DZ, we just choked out those last 3 rounds. Like, those were our rounds to win. No matter what anybody says, like, we had that match in the bag. We just choked it on our own. And SSG was just a blowout. And so, like, we've just been trying to focus on fixing those little mistakes and being able to adapt more on the fly, like our old roster was able to. And personally, we just thought our first 3 hardest games were going to be in the start. So, like, now with these games coming in, we're able to, I guess, get some points on the board in our opinions.
So smooth sailing for you from here on out is what you're saying?
I mean, hey, hopefully, you know, at the end of the day, every team, like, you don't want to take them lightly. Every team is, you know, going to be a competition in a game, but we're definitely not a bad team. Just, you know, good teams that have been like scrimming against us, like the 3 that we lost to, they've been able to, I guess, adapt and counter us more or less better than a lot of the other teams have.
Now, you mentioned that you wanted to get back to the form in which you were able to adapt on the fly. Did you anticipate an Ash ban coming out, and how were you able to counter the effects of a ban towards an operator that you see your team use quite reliably?
Well, I mean, like, personally, I thought the Ash ban, like, I could understand it coming from a team like SSG, but EG, they have a lot of prominent Ash players on that team, so it was kind of like a double-edged sword for them. You know, some players just can't perform without that op. So it's like, just like like a while ago when Achieved, everyone would ban Buck against Achieved, and then he like was forced to learn other operators, and now he's crazy on like every operator. So I think that's like a strategy that we're trying to take, where, you know, we don't necessarily use Ash as much, and just go from there.
So are you suggesting that Nyx, who usually is the Ash main, I would imagine would be your number 1 go-to for Ash main? Are you saying that you were trying to turn him into the Incredible Hulk now, onto other operators?
Yeah, so like we tried putting him on Thermite, but the thing is, like, he would rush in like before, you know, rush in with Thermite, which like that doesn't really work out. But no, yeah, we're just trying to like give him a lot more flexibility on this team compared to what he had on DZ. He was like, you know, pretty strict on those roles there, so we're trying to give him a little more freedom, a little, like, you know, a little more comfortability.
Now, the last question I'm going to ask you is the same one that I've asked to every single team that has won today, that is going to be at the Six Invitational next month. You saw the groups yourself. What's your take on the group you're in?
I mean, it's a good group. I'm not gonna lie. Compared to, you know, Group A and Group B, it's definitely a good group to be in. It's still gonna be, you know, a tough matchup that we need to prepare for. And the teams in there, you know, they're all pretty good teams. I think it's going to be I think our group is a very, like, unpredictable team, because, like, you know, there's G2's underperformed, but they've always been good on land. There's us that we're, like, you know, hit or miss right now. There's Wildcard that, like, you know, looks unstoppable, but they're also, you know, a very unexperienced team. And then there's BDS that's just like Shaco Esports. So besides that, you know, it'll really be a toss-up in my opinion.
Now, obviously, you think your team's going to finish first. Give us your hot take. Who right now do you think is coming out of that group second?
I don't know. I don't know. I think like BDS has been looking good. You know, G2 has always been a LAN team, so really have to see how they perform on LAN. And I wouldn't count Wildcard out, so I'd say it was a toss-up for who's going to come out.
So it's excellent. I asked you which team is going to finish second, and you literally just repeated your answer before.
Yeah, so like, you know, I'm not going to be biased like some of the casters and people in the scene, so I'm just going to say like every team's got a good shot.
Wow, Reciprocity saying bad things about the casters. Never would have expected that to come out. So
it's crazy. It's almost like if they just, like, you know, put a little more effort into it, they'd know which teams are good and which teams aren't. But.
I mean, I wanted your opinion, not mine. I got my take on who's coming out of Group D, so that's fine. I just wanted the Davide Bucci thoughts. That's all. So we all did think you would win today, by the way. So congratulations. But anyway, now that we're done the interview, anything to say to the fans, the folks at home, the family that's watching, etc.?
Yeah. So. After our last loss, I put a tweet out that like mentioned that, you know, it must like be rough being a Reciprocity fan right now, and I just want to like reassure everybody that like we've been doing our absolute most to get back into full form and full effect, and like we've been trying our hardest and like putting in like a ton of work so that we can get back to where we were and make everybody, you know, proud of being representing Reciprocity.
Very kind words to all your fans that have stuck with you. I know that you're a popular team in North America, and it's nice to see you bounce back today. Hopefully we'll see a couple more interviews from you before the end of the season. Take care of yourself, Davide, and we'll see you in Montreal.
See you there.
Thanks.